Hi everyone, this is Outdoorsman Gary Heydrich. Welcome to another Fishing Chums. Today we're going to take you to Venezuela and talk about the 1989 World's Cup of Fishing. It's a huge Peacock Bass World Championship. What has actually happened, the South American teams invited some of the top fishermen in the United States to go over to fish for Peacock Bass, a tournament with some of the South America's top fishermen. Well, boy, we loaded the deck on this one because we had one of the all-time leading tournament anglers, Roland Martin, star of the Roland Martin outdoor television show. Good buddy of mine, Jimmy Houston, who has a great television show, Jimmy Houston Outdoors. Remember the old-timer, kind of like me, Virgil Ward, who had championship fishing, one of the early pioneers of television fishing shows, and his grandson, Gregory. Well, that's 5 pretty tough fishermen right there. So we went out down to Lake Gurry in Venezuela for peacock bass fishing. Unbelievable. Hey folks, if you ever have a chance to fish for peacock down in South America, do so, because they're one of the most explosive fish that you could ever imagine. Boy, they leap out of the water, they pull hard, they'll break your rod, they'll tear your line up, they'll straighten out hooks. So you have to go prepared, that's for sure. So the Venezuela people made special bass boats, fiberglass, and so that was never done before over in South America. Well, we met the group that we were fishing against, and we drew for partners. I drew the oil minister of Venezuela, which is a high-powered job in Venezuela. So we're out there fishing, and I'm noticing that big boat following us. I said, what is that boat? And he said, oh, that's the oil minister said, well, Gary, that is my security. I said, well, why do you have to have security out in the middle of Lake Gurry? He says, well, I've had many threats on my life, and so I have to have security wherever I go. And I said, oh, well, thanks a lot. I got to fish with you for 3 days. He laughed. He was a great guy. In fact, he was educated right here in the United States at Texas A&M. He was a great guy. Anyway, we fished for about an hour, then I motioned to the boat operator, let's go over and fish off that point over there, and I kind of motioned to him. So he went down and started the motor. Well, folks, when he started that motor, the whole boat blew up. I'm a big guy, but they said I went up so high, I turned a complete somersault, and I came right down on the edge of the boat, on the railing, and I hit my right arm. I'm glad I'm tough because I should have broke my arm. And I went down. I remember going down in Lake Gurry, down, and I'm thinking piranhas, and I knew I was bleeding. And I thought, oh no, piranhas, and I'm starting to go back up. Well, when I got to the surface and grabbed that boat, the boat looked like if you would take a toothpick and just break it in two, that's what it looked like. The very bow was sitting in the water, the back end was sitting in the water with a big hook right in the middle. Well, I looked at the boat operator, and he got the blunt of the blast. He had blood coming out his nose, out his ears, and he was laying motionless. I thought maybe he was deceased. That's how bad he looked. I couldn't find my fishing companion, the oil minister, so I crawled up to the front of the boat, and there he was, laying on the water, and he was in bad shape. So I got out of the water, got a hold of him, and somehow I got him in the boat until we had the safety boats come and picked us up. And so it was quite an experience. Of course, we all thought, well, somebody had planted a bomb in that boat trying to kill the oil minister. And so we got back in. They called the tournament off that day. So they did a lot of research on what happened. And what had happened is that when the boat manufacturers made that boat, they did not make ventilation. So you never want to have a boat with no ventilation because the gas fumes gather, and when they started that motor, it sparked back in the back end, just blew the boat up. Well, the boat operator, they flew him, they brought a helicopter in, flew him to the hospital, and he was in serious condition, but he did pull through. My buddy, the oil minister, the only thing that happened to him bad was that he lost his Texas A&M graduation ring, and he's pretty upset about that. Well, We're going to be back with another part 2, and we're going to be talking about the fishing and how the tournament come out. But it was quite an experience because the next morning we went out to fish. One of the tournament operators said, Senor Gary, says, you can have a boat just like you were in yesterday, or you can have that small boat. I said, I'll take the small boat. And I remember going out and I seen a mysterious black object up in the bow of the boat. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's a bomb. Turned not to be a bomb. But that was my day, the first day's fishing on Lake Erie for peacock bass, getting blown out of the boat. Well, I hope you enjoyed this segment of the Lake Erie, Venezuela Peacock Bass World Championship. We'll be back at another time with the segment on how this tournament ended up. Happy outdoors, everyone.